Hey everyone, welcome back to Pretending with Dice. As always, I'm your host and game master, AJ. Before we jump into today's episode, the second part of our listener special, D&D one-shot, I just wanted to once again remind everyone that next weekend, that's assuming you listen to this episode around about when it's released, we'll be back up in London once again for Dragon Meet as part of the Podcast Zone. That's on Saturday, December the 3rd at the Novotel London West in Hammersmith. I'm going to be there for the whole day, so yeah, come and say hi. I can also now confirm that I'm going to be taking part in a live game hosted by Richard of the D20 Future Show, which you can come and see. We're going to be playing a game of Jason Statham's Big Vacation at 10 a.m. in the, I think it's the Beaujolais room on the mezzanine level. Audience spaces are going to be limited, so yeah, get down there as quick as you can. For more info about the con, including travel details, maps of the venue, schedules, and so much more, head to dragonmeet.co.uk. We hope to see a bunch of you there. Alright, so yeah, just a short intro today, and yeah, without any further ado, let's get into today's episode. Enjoy. So the three of you, leaving the opulent entrance hall behind you, step into the main ballroom of Duskwick Manor. It's about 80 feet long, about 30 feet across, so not the hugest of rooms, but not tiny either. And yeah, this is the room which is the focus of tonight's party. There is quite a lot of well-dressed people milling around, talking to each other. The whole room is lit with chandeliers. The floor is a polished hardwood, and there are waiters and butlers moving around with trays of drinks, and you notice canapés moving throughout the crowd. In the corner there are some musicians who look to be focusing quite intently on what they're doing, and yeah. Safe to say you don't really recognise anyone in here. This isn't a time of photographs or anything like that. So I don't know how, unless you'd met someone before, you would know what they look like.
Okay. So I'm going to walk over to the canapé station.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be, like, while I'm walking over, I'm going to be looking around to see if I can see any, like, valuables.
Okay. You're just setting yourself up by the canapés for the night?
Yeah. Pick a room and stick to that room.
The heist to end all heists. Yeah. Okay. When you say valuables, are you looking like on people themselves, or like things in the room, or what kind of, what's your focus here?
I'll probably mainly be like looking at the room.
Okay. I mean, everything here looks pretty expensive. I mean, there are some small statues on plinths that are dotted around the room. There's some nice golden, or at least gold effect, candlesticks. There's potted plants. There's paintings on the walls. There's
those expensive plants.
Yeah, look, it's winter. You got to keep these things alive, and you know it's tough going. There's some nice stuff here. There's nothing not like piles of gold or anything like that. I will say that, not that there would be anyway. But like, there's nice stuff. There's nothing that you would consider treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna usher Scrunge over to the canapé so he can like fill his pockets and feed his mouse.
Yep. His mouth. Rodney is taking bitefuls of canapé and finding out which ones he likes, and like only pocketing the nice ones. But he's also, if there's like any little spoons or anything, like little mustard spoons and teaspoons and stuff like that, he's pocketing those.
Sure.
ready for when he
okay.
sets up his pub later.
Can I get a sleight of hand check from you then, just to see if you can steal the silverware?
That is a nat 20.
Oh yeah, your pockets are jangling and no one has noticed at all.
I'm just a very musical boy.
It's musicians are playing so loud nobody can hear your pockets.
Yeah, exactly. You're able to slyly be taking little bits of silverware and just secreting them about yourself. So at least if the worst comes to the worst,
Yep.
you've probably got 6 or 7 goals worth of knives and forks in your pockets. That's a lot of. That is a lot of them, but like. These normally it would be, but this is these are fancy forks.
Yeah.
This is the good china.
Now we've inspected the canapes, probably just go for a look around the house, see what's going on.
Okay.
We wanna find the treasure.
Velvet, what are you doing while they're on their canapé mission?
I figured I was with them.
Oh,
but,
okay. Fair enough.
Checking out the people more than the room. These are going to be very rich people who are showing up and showing out because they're rich and that's what they do.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking around at all the jewelry and all the shinies.
Yeah, and there is some. There is about 3/4 of the people in the room are attendees and the other 25% are staff. So you can pretty quickly discount the staff as like they've not got much jewelry on them or anything. But in contrast, the attendees are all very, very well dressed. There are. I will describe a few of the people. So the first person that you clock is a rather portly man with a quite bushy moustache who is wearing what looks to be a chain of office around his neck, and this guy looks to be the mayor, doing decidedly better than himself than every other resident of the town that you've encountered so far. This is you don't know his name, but it's a mayoral chain, and he's got a glass in his hand, and he's sort of laughing along with a man who is dressed in what looks to be, you recognise as a military uniform. You don't. I mean, this is the question actually. Do you think Velvet would know like ranks and things?
How consistent is it across like the world? Like, is it going to be?
I mean, every army is going to be different, but this is you recognise it as a Valanan military uniform. This is not from elsewhere, so it's possible that you've seen people in this kind of uniform before. Do a history check for me.
Okay. 9.
9. Okay. You don't know really. You recognise the uniform, and this is a military guy. He's got a few stripes and a star, but you don't know what that means. But
and she assumed that he is fancy just because he has so much going on.
Yes, yeah, and he's got a few medals and things as well, which they've got some. They might have some value.
Okay.
So yeah, the mayor is laughing along with him. There is a pair of slightly older-looking nobles in one corner. Again, the older gentleman has got a kind of quite looks to be kind of crushed velvet sort of suit on, with a kind of quite tight collar, and he's got a sort of red cape flung over one shoulder. He looks to be. He's a little older. He's in his late 60s, possibly early 70s. He's got full grey hair and he's a little bit thin in the face. His wife is decidedly younger, and she is wearing quite a lot of crystalline, possibly diamond jewellery around her neck. And she is sipping from a glass of champagne. They're sort of standing in one corner. Looking around into the centre of the room, you wouldn't, like I said, you wouldn't know them by sight. But just from the general manner, there's a man. I probably should be asking you for an insight check for this. Actually, that said, can I get an insight check from you?
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay,
21 total.
So really not a very hard check. So yeah, you can see that the way, just from the way that the staff seem to be deferring to one man, and the way that a few other attendees are kind of talking to him, and just little snippets of conversation that you overhear. There's a man who you can pretty much guarantee is the Baron, Baron Hector von Glau. Quite, again, a bit sort of, what's the term? I guess well built. He's quite a wide, broad-shouldered man, but got a bit of a carriage to him. He's not that tall. He's about the same height as you, and a little bit red in the face. He's clearly had a couple of drinks already. But just his features are quite sort of. He's got a look about him of like maybe this guy is a little bit. He's laughing, but there's a little bit of a coldness in his eyes. Not one to make an enemy of. There are some two other people standing next to him that look a little bored, look to be in their early 20s, a man and a woman, and they both have a quite strong family resemblance to him.
And say presumably children.
Yeah. The Baron himself has got a ring on, not that dissimilar to what you've seen Hamwise or Duke Hamo, or what was it?
Duke Hammon.
Hammon, sorry. Not dissimilar to what the Duke Hammon is currently wearing. This is clearly his signet ring, and he's also got sort of a slightly understated but quite nice looking chain around his neck. Not like the big full one that the mayor does, but yeah, everyone in here has got some kind of jewellery on that does look like it's quite expensive. And again, there are quite a few people in here as well. I've not told you this is a party of 6 people. This is, yeah, there's probably about 40 or 50 people all in here, not counting the staff.
Okay. So, presumably it would be fairly easy for us to sort of slip out of this room and take a look around.
Yeah, if you wanted to try that, yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah, we might as well get a lay of the land.
I've got my pockets full of spoons and canapés.
So you're done. You're happy with the hall. Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's always more spoons.
Let's go see if we can find those spoons.
Yeah.
All right. So as you step back into the main entrance hall, you can see sort of swaggering up the front steps as a young man in his it's tough to guess, maybe mid to late 20s. Got what looks to be a semblance of a sort of fancy get-up on, but he's wearing it quite loosely, as if it's sort of like, this is, he's not used to having to wear uncomfortable clothing. He looks like he's already had a drink or two, even though he's only just arriving. He's got blonde hair, quite light blonde hair, tied in a small ponytail at the back of his head. Not quite a man bun, but just in a little ponytail. And he walks in, he gives you a look of like, hey, just a nod, and steps into the ballroom itself. Doesn't really stop to talk, but you do notice, you do clock him.
Scrunge throws up a gang sign.
Okay, fair enough. What kind of gang? Are you just making like a random assortment of fingers and just?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm sure as an urchin he was in a street gang at some point, so he's just like throwing up a sign. Okay,
I just make like a persuasion check. I don't know what this would be. Like, I just want to see like how like.
That is an 18.
18? Yeah, he's down. He kind of laughs a little bit, like, all right, and he throws like a passable kind of imitation of whatever combination of hand signals you've just thrown him, and keeps going.
I can't believe it! He's one of the gunner fishes.
As he steps into the ballroom, can I get a perception check just from anyone who wants to be keeping an ear out or whatever?
Oh, that is an 11.
11?
No.
Anyone else?
It was a 7 on the dice and plus 8, so that's...
I got 13.
What's 8 plus 7? 13.
13. Okay, I'll go with 13. Yeah. So as this guy walks into the ballroom, you actually just catch the booming voice of the Baron saying, "Your Majesty, thank you for coming."
He's king of the gunner fishes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, you know for a fact the king is in his 70s, so this isn't the king. But, yeah.
No.
But the king of the gutter fishes isn't in his 70s.
Gutter fishes don't live that long, yo.
They don't.
So you're in the entrance hall. There's another sort of not quite as not a pair of double doors, but there's another sort of prominent closed wooden door on the opposite side of the entrance hall. To your right is the main entrance door to going into the, back outside. To your left, there is a set of stairs, a wide set of stairs actually leading up to an upper kind of floor balcony gallery. It's one of those 2-story big halls, entranceways. And you can see on one side of the stairs, at the bottom is the sort of discreet door that you saw staff coming and going through when you first came in.
So that door is probably going to lead to kitchens. I think we have enough spoons for now. So
for now, we'll come back for them spoons later. Yeah. We might find a nice bag to put some more spoons in.
There you go. So I would suggest let's go upstairs.
Yeah.
Yep. Follow upstairs.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you head up the stairs and find yourselves on a landing. From either way, there are carpeted corridors stretching away from you on your left and your right, which go a certain way and then turn off. So you can't really see where they go, but they kind of, you guess they're going to each of the 2 wings of the house. At the top of the stairs, there is a statue bust of the Baron. It looks like whoever carved it gave him a little bit more hair than he has now, having seen it in person, and a slightly more benevolent look than he has himself. This maybe is how he sees himself. That is on a plinth at the top of the stairs.
Velvet makes a mental note to knock it over later.
Yeah, don't want to tip your hand too early,
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll use it as a distraction to get out.
Distraction tactics.
So you've got a left option, you've got a right option.
I say left.
Left it is.
Left it is.
Left sounds good to me.
Okay. So you find yourself in a corridor. On either side there are a couple of doors before the corridor turns left again to go into as the sort of that wing of the house sort of stretches round. Doors are all closed up here, though. There are candles lit along it as it goes. As I say, this is carpeted as well. This is very nice. Carpets are a sign of a little bit of a sign of wealth that you haven't seen elsewhere in Duskwick.
Are there any guards or anything patrolling down this corridor?
Make a perception check for me.
That's a 5.
Not that you can see, no. I mean, you can hear noises coming from downstairs from the party and everything still. You're only just up one set of stairs, really, from that main entrance hall and everything. So it's a bit tough to kind of make out. It does, and all the sounds of people moving around downstairs and that, you can't really tell whether there's anybody up here with you. You can't see anybody in this stretch of corridor.
Is there, couches and stuff in the corridor? What sort of furniture is in the corridor? Is it a just completely barren corridor?
No, it's like it's got a lot of a lot of clutter. There's a couch and there's paintings on the walls and there's more kind of statuesque busts.
And I'll draw moustaches on all of the paintings.
Okay, seems wasteful, but sure.
Well, we'll just do it on one of the Baron. Just give him a nice curly moustache.
There is there's one of the Baron sitting astride a horse, looking decidedly thinner than he is, looking off into the middle distance and kind of pointing the way.
Scrunge looks where he's pointing.
Yeah, it seems this guy's got a bit of a taste for having artwork done of him that is, wildly inaccurate, but to prop up his ego, I would say. This is the feeling that you're getting from this guy.
If you're going to draw a mustache on that one, don't forget the horse.
Okay, I'm going to moustache that horse.
Moustaching it. What are you painting on it with? I mean, I guess you've got.
Well, in my.
You've got a forgery kit, so you've probably got ink.
Yep.
Yeah, you can do it. I guess. Make a sleight of hand check.
That's an 8.
An 8. Okay, it's not the best moustache ever drawn, but it's on the face at least.
While Hamwise is doing this, Scrunge has gone underneath a couch because he's noticed how fancy this place is because it has carpet everywhere. Mm-hmm. So he wants to cut a little bit of the carpet so that when he gets back to his hovel, he can have a little square of carpet.
Just the lowest stakes. This is full heist, but just going for the absolute taking taking spoons,
Scrunch
forks,
doesn't
and
know
ripping
what
up the
fancy
carpet.
means.
Sure, okay, make a stealth check for me, because this is a little bit more of a... Cutting the carpet away is a bit more of a... bit noisier than drawing a mustache, I guess.
So that was a 4 on the dice with a plus 12, so that's 16.
Okay, yeah, you think you've gotten away with this without anybody hearing you cutting the carpet up.
Okay. And then I'm gonna walk away from that painting, leave the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
You're
I've
learning.
I've left my mark.
I can roll my spoons up in the bit of carpet so they don't clank as much.
You can, yeah, that's good.
Okay, and then I guess we'll go the right way to the corridor then?
I mean, this corridor carries on round, you just hadn't gone around the bend yet.
Oh, we'll just go around.
And there's plenty of rooms here that you haven't opened yet.
Yeah.
You kind of walked off of the main landing into the corridor. So
We need
yeah,
to peep in some rooms.
yeah. The corridor goes around the corner, and you can see it stretches away for another sort of 100 feet or so, with doors on either side before coming to an end. At the end of the hallway, there is a clock on the wall, quite a large grandfather clock. Sorry, up against the wall, I should say.
Scrunge tries the first door he sees.
Sure. Okay. Are you doing this stealthily, or are you just bursting in?
Yeah, I'll stealthily check the door, see if it opens. So
Okay.
stealth. That is a 7 plus 12, 19.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to quite quietly open the door. No squeaking of the handle or anything like that. This is the kind of skill that got you those 4 silver earlier on. So yeah. If anyone can sneak into a room unnoticed, it seems to be Scrunge. Yeah, you find yourself. It seems to be a bedroom, big 4-poster bed. It doesn't look like this isn't like the master bedroom, but possible this is guest quarters of some kind. There is a quite nice view. There's a set of windows which do have, not crudely attached, but it looks like they've been not fully barred, but they've been maybe reinforced. You can see. And there's a small fireplace crackling away. There is a candle softly burning, like a long, slow burner, in one corner. It looks like these quarters are occupied by somebody, but they might be down at the party right now.
Right. Scrunge sneaks in.
Mm-hmm.
How burnt down is the candle?
It's about halfway down.
So he blows out the candle and he pockets the candle.
Okay, you're in darkness with a hot candle wick in your pocket.
It's gonna melt to the carpet.
Yeah, there's wax on top of the candle that's like liquid and
Put it out.
Okay, well,
He's got dark vision, so
Sure, okay.
he doesn't really need all that too much. And then, he just looks around the rest of the room.
Okay, there are some travelling cases, seem to be neatly packed away in the corner.
I'll go have a look at the cases. So, investigation?
Yeah, please.
That is a 6.
6.
Yep.
Lot of clothes in here.
None of them are as fancy as mine, though. What's the point? I've been thinking, guys, I don't think the women here are all that fancy. They don't even have that much makeup on.
It looks like, actually, looking around, although it's dark in here now, so there is like a kind of I guess not like a makeup table, one of those sort of tables with like a mirror on it and it does look
a vanity table.
Vanity, that's it. And it does look like somebody had been doing some makeup at this table and they'd left their things out.
But they don't have as much makeup as the ladies that I got my clothes from.
That's true.
They're the fanciest ladies I know.
They had a lot of makeup on. But yeah, the cases seem to have some clothes in them. With that 6 or whatever it was you got. Yeah, that's about all you can see. A bit of a rummage in the dark there, and you found some clothes.
I've got a candle. I don't need these clothes. I've got clothes. They're nice clothes. Nice in these clothes. Just got back out and got in the next room.
Okay, you're just going room to room at this point.
Yeah.
Fair enough. The next room appears to be a bathroom of some sort.
Oh, no. What sort of toiletry equipment is there? Are we at the age of toothbrushes yet?
I don't. This is not something that's come up in my world building of Volania, is whether people have invented the toothbrush. Shows I really should have been doing some more world building episodes, but
you can get me on for when you're doing the dental portion of your world building.
Yeah, I'll get you back for the dental episode. Let's say no for now.
Oh.
There do appear to be a variety of you don't know if they're potions or unguents or things, and the sponges and things surrounding a quite large sort of claw-footed iron bath.
I will do an investigation check on these bottles.
Okay.
That is an 8.
Okay. They could be soap, or they could be some kind of shrinking potion, or they could be blood, or they're probably not alcohol.
I take one of them and I hand it over to Velvet. You're magical. Is this magic?
Can I get an investigation check? Velvet.
Sure. That is 20.
20?
Dirty 20.
This is shampoo.
No.
Magic's the dandruff away.
Get a ball. It will get rid of all your dandruff.
It will make your coat shiny. I mean, your hair shiny.
You'll make me shiny. Like money. Like Mr. Duke Hammond's outfit.
Not quite the same, but sure.
Scrunge is now convinced it is a potion of shininess, aka shampoo.
A potion of shininess.
And he pockets this to use later.
How are you going to use it? Are you going to, considering you think it's a potion of shininess, how are you going to use it?
We will burn that bridge when
we'll find out later. I guess write potion of shininess on your inventory.
I am.
Okay. I would say that there's other bottles in here as well, but I mean, Velvet, you would guess that this is just bath stuff, and you're not quite sure why Scrunge is so confused. And at the same time, Scrunge doesn't really seem to get a lot of things straight away, so...
Scrunge doesn't need to make sense as long as he's happy.
Yeah.
The Scrunge is not very smart.
Scrunge walks around with a mouse in his pocket. It's possible soap is not something he runs into very often.
Well, I've seen Rodney eat soap once. He kept burping bubbles. It was quite funny.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm just going to carry on walking down this hallway, see where it leads.
Sure. Okay. There, like I say, at the end there is a grandfather clock, and next to it is a quite fancy-looking carved wooden door. A door frame around it.
I'm going to go inspect that door.
Okay. Just inspecting the door?
Yeah.
Can I get an investigation check from you?
Oh, that's a big old one.
Oh, dear.
Looks like some kind of door to you.
Okay, I'm just going to look at it and go, nice, and then walk away.
You can hazard a guess that it
craftsmanship.
might be closed, considering you can't see through it. But that's about as far as you can tell with that natural one.
Yeah, Scrunge also looks at the door after he's walked away from it,
Okay.
nods at the door in the same style as him, and walks after him.
Okay,
The Velvet is actually going to take a look at the door,
sure.
looking for, traps or anything like that, because that is a big fancy door.
Yeah, can I get an investigation check from you then if you're looking for traps?
Absolutely.
I'm just going to be standing in the background whispering to Scrunge like, I don't know what, it's just the door. Like,
I know. I went through the other doors and I got that potion of shiny. Like,
11.
that one's just
11.
the door.
You can't see any traps. The door does appear to be locked, although it's not a very complex lock.
Well, I happen to be good at picking locks.
You do. If you want to pick the lock, can I get a sleight of hand check from you?
10.
10. Okay.
10.
With a 10, as I said, this isn't a very complex lock, and so you work on it for maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and you realise that this is just a bar you can kind of lift up. a little bit with your tools, and it takes you about another minute, and then there's a click, and the door swings open.
Then she is going to slip inside.
Okay. It is dark in here.
I have dark vision.
Yeah, dark vision. Okay, you appear to be in a library of some sort.
Oh. Is there a desk?
Is intrigued. Scrunch, not so much.
There is a desk. It's this is quite a tall room in here. You guess maybe almost like a 2-story room again. There's like a kind of balcony running around an upper level. A lot of books. A lot of them don't look like they've been read in some time. This doesn't seem to be a room that's maybe used quite a lot, although there is a desk with some not much inspection. You can see they seem to be sort of ledgers.
Right.
There's a lot of books on the shelves that are sort of more kind of scholarly interest in that, and they don't look like they've been touched in quite a long time. Whereas anything to do with money that the Baron is getting seems to be the only things that are interacted with.
So the books are just there because it's a library and they should be there.
Yeah, books go with books, apparently.
Right. You said there's a second story?
There is, yeah. There's a sort of spiraling little set of stairs going up from where you are up to the second story.
Right. So I would like to go up to the second story.
Mm-hmm.
Up to the second story. And have a look around up there. And also, from that vantage point, kind of look down on the rest of the room.
Sure. You've got a vague idea of where you are in the structure from having looked at it from outside. And it seems the library is on one corner of the building, and you do remember that corner sort of stuck out a little bit and had a sort of a sloping roof. And as you look up, you can see that the ceiling of the library is sloping, and there is a bit of a sort of skylight at the top, which is letting moonlight in. So it's not pitch black in here. Looking around, you can see, with it being so dark in here, you could get a good vantage point down onto the door. And for most, the balcony goes all the way around the room. So you could, by moving around, have a good look at anyone who's below you, really.
Okay. Is there anything of interest up here? Or is it more books?
There's a lot more books, I'll tell you that for free. But make an investigation check.
21.
21. Okay. So this area, it looks even more like people don't really come up here that often. You're guessing again, you're getting this picture. The current Baron and his family, maybe not readers. You can see actually, for the first time, there's a small little statue in one corner, actually on a bookshelf. It's seems to be fixed to the shelf, and you don't recognise the face on it, but it seems to be a little statue actually of a young boy.
I would like to take a closer look at that. Basically, it seems out of place, and when things seem out of place, there's a reason for it.
Yeah. I guess make another investigation check then. It's drawn your view, but yeah, just see what you can find, I guess.
While all of this is going on, Hamwise is there just speaking to Scrunge like, I've seen a better library than this when I stole the scrolls from the Dead Sea.
Oh, what happened to the sea? How did it die?
11.
Okay, I feel like, yeah, that's not too bad. This isn't, now that you, like, the tough bit was finding the thing. So with an 11, I would say, you kind of take a look at it and it looks like, I'd say out of place isn't like fully right, but like not a lot of the other shelves have anything on them other than books. And so which is why this has kind of drawn your view. A lot of the statues that you've seen so far in the house have all been the Baron, and the paintings have been of the Baron and his family. You've seen his son and daughter and that. This, you don't recognize the face at all. It does, on a investigation, seem to be fixed to the shelf in some way.
They super glued it down to stop people from stealing it.
The base is fixed to the shelf. Again, it's like it's kind of like a small bust.
Yes, but if I grab it and try and, move it, pull it forward, push it backward.
Okay, are you doing that? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So you go to grab it, and the head pulls forward, and with it, the bookshelf swings outwards like a door.
Fascinating.
Revealing a space behind.
Oh, yes. We're scampering back there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Follow along, why not?
That's a better door. I like that one.
Okay. You find yourself in a very cozy space. Not tiny, but like only about 10, 15 feet across. It's like a sort of, I guess it'd be like a hexagon-shaped room set behind the bookshelf. There are dusty cushions and blankets on the floor. You can see the walls are painted with kind of light pastel colours and children's books that have clearly been there for a long, long time are scattered on the floor.
Does it look like there's somebody living here now?
Make a... I feel like I'm just sort of chaining up a lot of investigation checks for you, but I guess this will be more of a perception, because you're sort of looking for, I guess, signs of habitation, I guess. Let's go with perception for... Just change it up a little bit.
13.
You don't see signs of anyone living here just now. With that, you can see sort of... It looks like a lot of this stuff was abandoned quite some time ago. One thing that does catch your eye is what looks to be a sort of a drawing, a book, I guess not... How would I call it? Like an exercise book? A book with like blank pages that have been drawn in by somebody. Like clearly not, this wasn't like a printed book. This is the drawings of someone, and looking at it, you can see they are children's drawings.
It's got
Like
that
a
stuffy
sketchbook.
S.
Yeah, it's like a sketchbook. Why did my brain forget the name sketchbook? Like, it's a sketchbook. There's a sketchbook on the ground. Why would it not be a sketchbook?
I would like to flip through the pages, just, see what I can see.
Okay. It starts with basic children's sort of drawings. There's like one that's like quite a crude drawing of the house done by, I don't know, you wouldn't... It's not a very good drawing. It's like a small child's drawings and that.
Right.
As it goes on, the drawings get a little better. Some of them are labelled. There's one of a man on a horse with the name just written underneath it. It says Daddy.
Okay.
Sort of there's some nature scenes and stuff. So they're getting better and better. And the last one's is sort of a boy holding hands with the look to be the same man from the horse. It says me and Daddy.
Okay. How old? Can I guess like an approximate age from the picture? Are we talking like?
What, how old the picture is, or how old the person? Yeah, boy. maybe the last ones are done at maybe age 8 or 9.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I will say the man on the horse doesn't look like the Baron.
Okay.
But the house in the drawing was this house.
Okay. All right. We're going to tuck that information away. And cursory glance, nothing, looks particularly valuable.
No, this is just like, seems like this is like a room maybe built specially.
This is where somebody's illegitimate child was stuffed?
No, this looks more like, especially with the ways that the things are painted, this is like a specially made child's reading little hideaway room, if they wanted to. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the wall, like the paintings on the wall, like the way the walls have been painted with like a kind of, now that you sort of look, it looks like, let's say pastel-y colours, but there's a bit of a mural work and that, and it's all quite well done. This isn't like a sort of murder hole or anything. This was, if this was like properly lit, this would be like a nice little like, hi, this is my secret, working on my secret base, secret room,
Okay.
Yeah.
Scrunge is very jealous. Oh, we sure lived in a place like this. Pretty nice.
Yeah. But from the dust and everything, this doesn't look like... You're probably the first person to go in here for a long time.
Okay. All right.
Guess we'll just carry on inspecting the upstairs and see what else is up there.
Okay. I guess make another investigation check for me.
That is a 6 plus 1.
6 plus 1, so it's a 7.
7.
Yeah, a lot of books in here, Hamwise.
Lot of books.
I mean, they don't sell as quickly as shiny stuff, I will say. Yeah, and you don't have the knowledge of what I would guess particularly rare book would be or anything like that.
Not as fancy as the books that I saw in the Library of Alexandria.
No, right before you burned it, right?
Yeah.
How dare you?
So as I say, there's not a lot of treasure in here by the looks of things. Other than the Baron's ledgers, but that's whether you want to commit full financial crimes or not. It's up to you.
Well, I
prefer instant gratification.
I have got a forgery kit, so I technically could.
You start fudging the numbers for him.
Start stealing his identity slowly. Assimilate him.
You're going to live here for a period of months, slowly taking over the Baron's identity.
Yeah, you're no longer Duke Hammond. You are now Baron.
I don't know if we've really got enough time in this one shot to do that.
Because I'm a charlatan, if I spend like a minute looking at a document, I can then forge the document.
Okay.
But because he's wrote in this ledger, could I technically like see the ledger, like copy his handwriting, and then make like a deed for this property? Like, yeah, it's now mine.
That seems like a stretch. I'm gonna say no.
No.
Like,
not even making him roll for it. How about the deed to one of the guest houses?
Just arguing me down to smaller and smaller chunks of the property.
How about the deed to the kennels?
I feel like there's a difference, like between like forging something that you've got in front of you, like for a minute, that you've able to look at for a minute, and looking at something for a minute and being able to perfectly replicate this guy's handwriting in whatever document you decide to draw up. I feel like there's a bit of a difference there.
Well, technically, I just need his signature saying like, "I hereby the Duke sign." Like, give this property to me.
I don't know if it will stand up in court or at the end of a sword.
Okay.
You can try. Okay, I'll say this. You can certainly try.
I'm going to roll for it.
Okay. Make a... what was
forgery check.
Sleight of hand, I guess, isn't it?
Forgery is deception.
Is it deception? Okay. Make a deception check.
+7, baby.
Because forgery is lying.
Yeah. I can't argue that.
That is a 16 +7.
Okay. I mean, you're pretty confident this is a very official looking document you've just drawn up on a bit of random scrap paper.
Still got notes on the back from whatever it was before.
Yeah. It looks very official. But like just having a document, I mean, look, you okay? Just write in your inventory, forge deed to Duskwick Manor.
Okay.
Cool, Mr. Hamwise. I didn't realise we were going to steal the whole place. You really are the greatest thief. I wish I could write like that. Then I could steal anything I wanted. Nice, cosy house of my own, like that little room back there. Can I have that room, Mr. Hamwise?
Oh, of course you can.
Thank you, Mr. Hamwise. You do take care of me.
Have that room and nothing else.
Scrunge scampers back up to that room, places one canopy, one spoon in the room, and then comes back.
As if to call dibs.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We'll see how well this goes. Okay. You're fairly confident at this point there's not a lot much else in the library to find, unless you want to sit here and read for the night.
No.
Okay.
Scrunge can.
Let's go.
Okay. So the next option will probably be heading over to the other wing of the house.
Yeah.
Can I get a stealth check from you guys as you head out of the library?
Oh no.
18 plus 12, 30.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
What?
Because my stealth is one of my expertise traits, so it's a plus 12.
I got a 16.
How are you?
Oh, yeah.
Because you double your bonus.
Yeah, but you're level
with
3.
expertise.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I rolled really good for my dexterity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's an expertise, you double your bonus?
Yeah.
So that would get you to 10 total.
Well, then it is 28. You're taking a whole 2 points off me.
26.
16.
26.
You guys are very stealthy and are not noticed by the staff member who walks round the corner and without really looking up opens a door on the side that you didn't look into and just sort of steps inside.
Okay, because I've seen the butler, with my disguise kit, could I knock up a reasonable butler disguise?
I mean, you could, but you're dressed as a guest at the moment. This is a step down. If you want to change your disguise, that's going to take some time. A little bit of time.
But butlers can go everywhere that Hamwise can't.
That's true.
And
I don't know if disguise kit features like multiple outfits, because you'd have to be carrying them around with you. Disguise kit is more sort of like you're changing your facial kind of experience.
Changing your Groucho mask.
Yeah. Like you don't have a duke. I wouldn't.
So comparatively,
yeah,
size-wise, how much bigger is the butler?
The butler's like 5'11".
It's definitely not going to fit in them clothes.
Good to help me, Mr. Hamwise. I'm very good at tailoring. Look at me.
I could put Scrunge on my shoulders. We could little rascal this.
You guys are going to stand on each other's shoulders in a trench coat.
Yep. We're a trench butler.
Oh boy.
I mean, you can do I'll let you do what you want to do if you want to change your outfit, but you will have to get a butler's outfit from somewhere.
Yeah, but it'd have to be small enough to fit.
Yeah.
Because I'm only a halfling, so no, I'm not going to do that.
Fair enough.
Why are all their staff so tall?
Yeah, and we'll just go inspect the other wing of the house, see what's over there.
Okay, all right. So the other wing, just to save a little bit of time, I would say a lot of you kind of stick your head in a couple of different rooms, and it seems like there's more guest rooms around here. Towards the other end of the corridor, though, it's mostly sort of layout-wise kind of a mirror image, with, like I say, with the guest rooms and such. Mm-hmm. It does look, as you get towards the end of the corridor, though, that you're heading more into the kind of private family chambers a little bit. Mm-hmm. As you put your head into one room, you can see this seems to... it wouldn't be a bigger stretch to guess that this is the bedroom of the Baron's son. It's kind of... it's a little messy in places, but it definitely looks like the bedroom of a rich 20-something. Not a lot of regard for making the servants tidy up after him, and there's a sort of set of hunting bows leant against one wall, and you seem to be into the family quarters here, but there's a few other doors to check out.
Okay, this is when we start looking in every room
for the good stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so Scrunge is going to have a look in the son's room.
Okay.
Like, particularly near the bed, because Scrunge keeps all his good stuff where he sleeps.
Okay. What are you looking for exactly by the bed?
Dirty magazines.
He's, like, looking under the bed, like, under the mattress and stuff, because, obviously...
For dirty magazines.
That's not what I said. So, investigation,
yes, please.
That is a 3.
3?
Dirty magazine.
I mean, you do find some lewd woodcuts.
I'll find one very crusty stocking.
That's really grim. That's really grim. You find some not particularly classy pornography materials.
Oh, Scrunch looks at it and he's not impressed. Like, these women aren't fancy, they don't even have any clothes. He just chucks it back.
I'm going to go inspect some of the other rooms.
Okay. So the first room that you check out, you would guess very quickly is the daughter's room. There is, again, another vanity on here, but this seems to be much bigger than the guest rooms you've looked in. The son's room was as well, but yeah. Quite fancy. A lot of pink in the furnishings in here.
Is there like a jewellery box or anything up by the vanity?
Make an investigation check for me.
That is a 6 + 1, a 7.
7. There's some boxes and things there. Yeah.
I'm going to go rifling in them boxes.
Okay. You open the first one. The lid is a little tight, Are you pulling hard on it? What are you doing?
In for a penny, in for a pound. I'm ripping it apart.
Okay, you are immediately showered in powder, face powder, as you pull the lid off this very quickly.
Oh my goodness, did I voice you the ghost?
It looks expensive, but you've probably used most of it now. On second look, there's a box that does look like a little bit more like a jewelry box.
Okay, I want to inspect that jewelry box.
Okay. Can I get another investigation check from you? Because this one, the lid appears to be locked straight away.
That is a 16 plus 1 or 17.
Okay. That is that's more like it. This seems to be a jewelry box of some sort, and there is a small lock on it, and the key is nowhere to be seen.
Is it small enough that I could just pocket the box?
Yeah, I guess. I didn't think of that. You take the box.
Yeah, I'll just do that then.
Mr. Hamwise, sir, I would like to prove my worthiness as a thief to you. Can I try and see if I can match your skills of opening that lock? Because I know you can, and you just don't want to right now. You don't want to show us up. So can I have a go, please, sir? Please. I want to make you proud.
Hamwise understands Occam's razor, where the easiest solution is probably the best. So, yeah, go for it. I'll let you have a...
I will say, stealing the box and opening it later probably was the easiest solution, but all right. Can I get a sleight of hand check then, Scrunge?
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, yeah, you're able to force the lock open. Not a lot of effort. First thing you notice on top, there does appear to be some jewelry in here, some bracelets and things. They do look quite fancy. They got some diamonds on them. Underneath the bracelets is a neatly folded piece of paper.
Okay, I'll pocket the bracelets and then read the paper.
Okay. The paper reads, "Dearest Henrietta, thank you so much for your invitation to the Frostfire Festival ball that your father is holding. I look forward to any encounters we might have during said engagement." And there is 3 X's and the letters SE.
Ooh. Okay. Have we seen any pictures of Henrietta or who we would assume Henrietta to be?
You could probably infer that Henrietta is the Baron's daughter.
Yeah, and we saw her when we were getting our canapés.
Yeah, you saw her downstairs.
Can I put on one of her dresses and disguise? No,
sure.
No, I'm not going to do that.
You totally can. Well, no. Here's the thing: you open the wardrobe, it looks like she has never thrown away any dresses in her life, and there is there's quite a selection here, and she's basically got a walk-in wardrobe, and you were able to find one that would fit your height from when she was a younger lady.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
And then
Scrunge eyes them up, so it's like, ooh, be very fertilizing.
I'm going to pick out one that I think Scrunge would look good in.
Oh, thank you.
Is there anything else of interest in the room?
Make another investigation check for me, please.
That is a 9.
9. The furnishings are quite nice, and she's got a very nice view across the lawns, looking down more towards the river, not towards the town. Other than the fact that a lot of her outfits and things are clearly very well made and expensive, and you've opened her jewelry box as it is, it's probable that she's wearing a lot of the rest of her expensive jewelry at the moment. There's not a lot in here, really.
Right.
There's a lot of things in here. Not a lot of them are probably worth heisting, I would say.
Right, I'll wipe the powdery makeup off my face.
Yeah.
And then go to the next room.
Okay, so the 3 of you leave Henrietta's bedroom behind you and make for the large, quite sturdy-looking set of doors awaiting you at the end of the corridor, what can only be the Baron's private quarters. Alright, that's going to do it for today's episode. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time on Thursday, December the 8th, for the conclusion of this fun D&D storyline. And we hope you'll all join us for that. In the meantime, you can find links to all of our online presences, including our social media, Discord server, Ko-Fi page, and merch store at pretendingwithdice.com. So for now, that's our show. We hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.